School year, as we know, has just gotten underway, right? But one New Jersey teacher already being recognized for the impact that he's had on his students.
Andres Diaz teaches at Morris Hills High School in Rockaway, New Jersey, and he's one of just 7 teachers nationwide this year to be recognized by the nonprofit group Honored. Andres was awarded $5,000 for the work he's doing in the classroom. And get this, he was nominated by one of his former students, Omar Lisojo, and this morning we're joined by both of them. So good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
So Omar, what exactly prompted you to nominate your former teacher for this award?
Wow, I don't even know where to start. I feel like I could write a whole paper on this, even a book, honestly. He is just the best teacher I've ever had. As a student in his classroom, watching him do what he did every day, he made it look so easy. It was just the most amazing thing. And, you know, you recognize when a person is passionate and they love what they do. And it was evident every single time that I stepped foot into his classroom.
That's absolutely amazing. So, Andres, 12 teachers from across the country get the award. 12, just to repeat that, all right, from across the country. What was your reaction when you found out that you were actually one of them?
Shocked. I couldn't believe it. At first, when I got the email, I thought it was like a hoax email. I'm like, no, this can't be
Spam.
But yeah, then I read, and my supervisor and my principal were on the email, and I started reading, and I'm like, wow, this is for real. So just once I processed, it was really, you know, and not to sound cliche or anything, but it was an honor because of what Honored stands for and the types of teachers that they recognize. It's really special.
Andres, tell us a little bit about your career. How long have you been teaching at Morris Hills? What grades do you teach? What subjects do you teach?
So this is my 11th year here at Hills. I'm an English teacher and a creative writing teacher. I work primarily with juniors and seniors, although the creative writing class, freshmen through seniors can take it. I love what I do. I enjoy English because it allows me to venture off a little bit outside the curriculum and really talk about the things that are important in life and the things that I feel like students will need down the road.
Yeah, I mean, and you are very well rounded because you're not just a teacher, right? You're also going beyond the classroom. You're the wrestling coach and the soccer coach at the school, which, you know.
Well,
what?
Just a quick correction. I'm not the wrestling coach at the school. At a middle school, but I do coach. I do coach wrestling,
well, okay.
and I do also coach soccer. Yeah.
Well-rounded all around, right? So why are you so passionate, I guess, about, you know, taking it beyond the classroom and doing the extracurriculars as well?
You know, I guess for 2 reasons. I think number one, I think young people are the most important resource that we have, and I think it's really important to make sure that the next generation is really set correct for the things that are to come, the unknowns, and just whatever the future brings. And I like to think of it as, you know, when I was younger, I would look to others who seemed older, who knew what they were doing to help guide me. And so I like to think of it as like, you know, I'm repaying that back. And that's kind of how I approach teaching and coaching. Kind of like, okay, if I'm this player or this student at the time, what would I need? What would I want to hear? How would I want to be supported?
Yeah, well, clearly you've made an impact and you've been very inspirational, because this is the best part about this story. Omar, you're one of Andres' former students, and now you are a substitute teacher at Morris Hills. Why was it so important for you to become a teacher, and were you in fact inspired by Andres?
Absolutely. It actually started for me in 3rd grade. Shout out to Mrs. Kelly Fowler. She, you know, I was a 3rd grader, you know, I was very shy, and she just made her classroom a safe space. And she also made being a teacher look very easy, which obviously any teacher, you know, in the field knows that it's far from being easy, but it is the most rewarding job in the world. And then fast forward all the way to junior year when I had Mr. Diaz as my teacher. You know, I'm like, I'm ready to do this thing, and I couldn't imagine not going into any other field. I was meant to be a teacher, and he really paved the way for me, and I'm so thankful. And I think the best part for me is that now he's one of my closest friends. So it's really has come full circle.
That's amazing. Do you still call him by his first name? Or you still call him Mr.
Mr.
Diaz?
Diaz.
It was tricky at first. I'm not gonna lie. It was very tricky for me. But I think we're at a point now. I graduated a while ago,
Yeah.
and like I said, it's just a close friend, and I value our friendship more
That's
than
amazing.
anything.
So Mr. Diaz, I guess he's saying so many things about you while you're sitting right there. What kind of student was he?
Omar was a great student. Omar was always a very empathetic student. He was the type of student that you could go talk to and he would listen. Very similar to the man he is today. Helpful, going above and beyond. That's how I remember Omar as a student, and has this zest for life. Wants to explore, get out there, and change the world. And it's special. I think he has a wonderful trait that's going to translate into him being a really good teacher once he's in his room. And so I very fortunate to have had Omar first as a student and now currently as a friend. So he's a wonderful person all around.
That's wonderful. So quickly, Omar, what traits of Mr. Diaz are you going to carry on with your career?
Definitely his approach to meeting the student where they're at and focusing on their needs, because we all know being a high schooler is not easy nowadays. There's a lot of pressures, and I think it's so important to be able to go into a classroom and for the teacher, before they get right to teaching, it's important to take that moment and like, how is everyone doing?
Right.
Because I truly believe that you cannot teach any student if you don't reach them in some capacity.
That's amazing.
So I plan to definitely center my class around having meaningful conversations, and my door will always be open for any of my students to come in and chat, whether it's academic related, life related, anything that they may need. My door will always be open, just like 220 was always open for me.
Oh, look at that. Congratulations.
220, room 220. Good stuff happening in that room. All right, thank you both. Congratulations to you on the incredible award, and both of you for really being amazing, amazing role models and teachers for the youth today. We need more people like you.